Let's get our day rolling now with Alex Coffey at TD Ameritrade. And you take a look at the market here, Alex. We, continue to be in this record territory, just record area relatively here. So what do you think?
Well, it's a very, very interesting. First of all, thanks for having me, Angie. But it's a very interesting market right now because of basically what we have going on with the interest rate complex. And you look at the yield curve, it's inverted for the first time in many, many years. But it's really just where else is going to be attractive from a yield standpoint. I think it makes it maybe a little bit more interesting from the dividend yield stocks as far as a long play there, but it's also more of just, when you have a 10-year so low, it just, the stocks that, to me, that comes off as a, potential bullish sign for the stocks.
Let's take a look at your stock list for today. Apple, you're noticing some heavy volume in options world there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so the Apple calls this week, all the way from the 187.5 calls all the way up to 192.5. I think that's because if you look at what's really happened with Apple over the last few days, but really the last week, it came out with that new streaming service, its new credit card. Obviously, those things were somewhat underwhelming as far as market reaction, but you saw quite a run up going into those announcements. But you also had the news headlines coming out with the Qualcomm patent case, both kind of being conflicting, and you've seen some choppy trade in Apple. So it looks like traders are trying to take advantage of a little bit of volatility in Apple.
Procter & Gamble is actually a yield play for some people. A lot of people like this stock as far as a buy and hold. What do you see as the trade here?
Yeah, so it's a consumer staple. It's not necessarily, maybe as sexy as a trade as, some of those other high flyer momentum trades. But when you have a market concerned about growth, consumer staples in general are a little bit more defensive. But I'm glad you mentioned the yield because it is about a 2.8% dividend yield, which, isn't extraordinarily high. But when you have the 10-year around 2.4, it really does become a little bit more attractive. And what I'm seeing in the options world is actually the 98 puts being sold in April, which is a potential way of accumulating shares at a little bit of a lower price.
Thanks for your trades today.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Check out businessfirstam.com to find out where to see our entire show. And don't forget to like, follow, and share Business First AM.